Hi everyone, welcome to my session. My name is Mustapha Aumar and I'll be talking about implementing IAM role-based access control in Google Cloud. IAM means Identity Access Management, right? So the simple meaning of what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you how to implement access in Google Cloud. Access meaning that you only have to do what you have to do in that organization. For instance, you're a designer. You don't have any business with code or editing code or writing code. So the only job you'll be doing is designing and that's all. So that's the basic meaning. Identity and access management define who can do on specific resources. So you don't have the entire access in an organization. So you are giving the access according to the permission given to you. So it's critical for security and enforcing the principle of least privilege. This privilege means giving the access you need to do, and after that, nothing more. So this session explores how IAM in Google Cloud works and how to implement it efficiently. So in GCP, that is Google Cloud, there is an hierarchy of how access is given. So it starts with the organization node. The organization node that you can see is the company. The company is the highest level, right? So it goes down to the folders. So under these folders, you have projects. In folders, you can have departments like the finance department, the technology department, the any other department, right? So under this department, the subfolder is the project. So the project is they have specific projects in folders, right? So after these folders, you have the resources. So these resources are basically what the the fundamentals in cloud hierarchy. So it contains maybe your VM, yeah, your virtual machine, your storage buckets in Google Cloud. So IAM policies are inherited down the hierarchy. So any permission you implement at the organization level goes the same for the folder level, the project level, and the resource level. So you start giving permission from the resource level. So from there to your way up. So you don't make mistakes when giving permissions. So what's role-based access control? From the title role-based, you are just giving access based on the roles, right? So it authorizes users based on the defined roles within an organization. In these roles, it comprises of three things, three components. So you have your users, you have your role, and you have your permission. Your user can be you guys, as a developer, as a designer, as a marketing officer, and all. So you guys are given these roles which involve the collection of permissions. So what makes a rule is collection of permissions, two or more permissions. That what makes a rule. And the permission is the fundamental. A permission is like a grain of what you need to do in Google Cloud, in your workspace or in your organization. So when we take one or two permissions together, it gives you a rule. So it's easier for someone to assign a role to you than assigning each permission to you. So you don't need to person to keep adding permissions to you. So the person is going to just assign you a role, and that's all. So there are three types of roles in Google Cloud. You have the primitive. As the name implies, primitive, that means it's old. You don't usually use it again because it gives you wide access to any organization, any resources in Google Cloud. So it's not used again like before, right? So you have the owner, the editor, the viewer. You see, it's not fine-tuned to what you need to do in Google Cloud or in your organization. So people started looking for more ways to give people access in organizations. So you have the predefined. The predefined is specific, just what you need to do on Google Cloud. Then you have custom. Custom, as the name implies, customize. You can customize a rule to fit someone's role in that company, right? So you can create your own role, then give it permission. So in this predefined, there are some rules that might not be needed for that person. So you might just create your own rule, then remove some permissions that the person does not need. So that's the meaning of custom rules. So today I'll be showing how People can create service accounts and assign IAM roles to the account. Implementing custom IAM we are going to create our own custom roles for a specific account, and I will test them on a storage bucket. So a storage bucket is where you can put folders, objects, folders, pictures, files, videos, etc. So, I mean, I will do the live. So for this session, you can follow it on that link. I wrote a write-up for this session, so you can follow it on that link. So this session you can do it when you get home, and it's very explanatory and beginner friendly. So when you finish this project, you get to understand what it means to assign a role, what to create a role, how to combine two or more permissions together, and how to test them on resources on Google Cloud. So the first thing is to create a project. You have to create a project on Google Cloud to do anything on Google Cloud. So when you create a project, I've created my own project. This is the IAM DevFest. You can see IAM DevFest. So the first thing you need to do is what? According to the article, we've created our project. Then you what? We are going to create a Google Cloud Story bucket. So this is the first. This because why are we creating this bucket? Just to upload a file. So this is where we are going to upload our file to. So we are going to test access of 3 service accounts. The service accounts are virtual accounts we can create for people, then assign these virtual accounts to them. So when they come on board, imagine you have an intern, a dev intern, and you don't want them to write code for now. You just want them to view this code. You can create a service account, then assign this service account that this person will not be able to write code, but this person will be able to view this code and files in the Google Cloud. So let's create a story bucket. So when you want to create a story bucket on Google, you go to compute engine, or complete storage, cloud storage, then go to bucket. Network not working. So yeah, you create a bucket, and for this to create your own bucket, so you require this will make you um enable billing. Why do you need billing? Because as you use your bucket, you are using some resources on Google Cloud, so you need to pay. So you can get um, some credits off Google if you can use the free trial. It's a $300 free trial on Google Cloud, so you can get okay. So for this, let's create our own bucket. Let's use IAM bucket. So when you create it, you can leave everything like that, and then you create your bucket. This okay? They said it's been taken. Let's use another one. So as I said earlier, a collection of permission is called what, please? Hello, everyone. Collection of permission is called what? Yep. Sorry, I said I brought some stickers. Sorry, can you give them? Who said hello, please? I brought some stickers here, so I'll be sharing them out soon. So yes, confirm. So we've created the bucket already. So what's the next step? Um, so the next step is what? Create service accounts. Service accounts are virtual accounts that can be assigned to what users when they come on board, right? So how to create service accounts? You have to go to IAM. IAM. So when you click on IAM, you see service accounts. We are creating 3 service accounts for this workshop. The first one is someone should be able to upload objects to a bucket. The second service account, the person should be able to view the bucket, and the third service account is an admin to create, to delete, and to view what is in this bucket. So those are the roles we will create. Those are the service accounts we will create for, and we will be assigning roles to them according to the name. So service account. So when you want to create service account, you create it here. So the first one is upload. This person should have their permission, the role to what? Upload on Google Cloud on this bucket. So create. Then the next one is for viewers. This service account should only be able to view what is inside our story bucket. They should not be able to edit or to even create another file in the storage bucket. So viewer dot service account slash sorry. And third one should be admin. This person should be able to create, upload, or delete any file in the storage account, in the storage bucket. Sorry. So according to what can you observe in this storage service account? That's something like a Gmail, right? Dot com. Just like our normal account, our normal email address, which is something at gmail.com. So with that one, it's called a user account because it's assigned to a real woman. That's you, right? But this one is just a virtual account. You can assign it to a woman, you can assign it to a pocket, you can assign it to anything. So that's why it's called service account, a service account. So after creating this, so after that we what step 4, we are going to create a custom IAM rule. Why do we need to create a custom IAM? Just to fit someone's role. So we are going to use one or two permissions, then create our own custom rule. Then we are going to assign it to the uploader service account. So to create your own custom IAM rules, you can go to rules. So I said something earlier. They are ready-made rules made. What do they call that type of rules? Ready-made rules made in. See all these rules that you can see, they are ready-made already. What do they call that type of rules, please? No. Who said it? Features of plant. Predefined rules. Raise up your hand if you. There are stickers to go on. Just raise up your hand if you said like so predefined rules. So you can see they've predefined this one already. They've made those rules already for you. But we want to create our own rule. That's the custom rule. So we have to make our own rules. So I said something about a principle. When you're giving just what access to what you need to do, what is it called? What principle is that? You're giving access to what you need to do in an organization. What principle is that? Please open. Correct. Who said it, please? You give them stickers, please. So, custom rule. Let's say um, custom uploader. So for this rule, we want to create a custom rule that will make them be able to what create and be able to list in a story bucket. So we are going to add permissions. As we know that permissions are the fundamentals, they are the fine grains that build up a rule. So for here, I would say I want so because storage bucket is related with storage, so I'm going to be using storage dot object. Storage dot object dot create. That we want to be able to create in a we want to be able to create objects in a Google in a storage bucket. Then what? So the next rule I'll be adding, so you can see. So you can add another object. Add another permission. So this one should be able to delete. We should be able to delete with this type of permission. So I'm going to look for what? Storage dot. So this permission should give us the ability to delete any object in our storage bucket. Just delete. Yeah, okay, sorry. Maybe yeah. So storage dot object dot delete. So we select this also, this permission also. So we've created, so we say create. So now you can see the custom rule we created now. You can see what they say here. Custom is not a predefined rule, it's a custom rule. So because we created it ourselves. So why did I create it? When if you check all the predefined rules there, we cannot see a specific rule that has the create and delete permission inside. So we have to create our own to fit that specific service account. So what's the next? The next is what step 5. So we assign rules to service account. So now you have to go back to IAM to assign rules to service account. So you grant them access to their rules. So now we got, okay, I said something about, I said something earlier about user account. As you can see, this is my own email. This is a user account. But I'm going to add other, and you can see what type of role is that? The owner role. What type of role is that? Yep. Primitive role. Who said that? Please raise up hand. Who's giving out stickers? This, who said primitive? Raise up hand. Thank you. So it's a primitive, that's the owner, right? So we have to grant access to this service account we created ourselves. So yeah, we have to put we are going to put those email addresses. Those like they're like email addresses, I would say. Let me look for them back. Okay. Let me open it. Where is this service account? So we're going to assign role to each of those service accounts you created. So you copy for admin, you're going to copy the email, then go back to IAM to grant them access according to what we need them to do. So yeah, we're going to paste the service account of the admin, then assign roles. So for this admin, we want it to be able to what, do anything in our storage bucket, to add, to delete, and to what, just to do, as the admin privilege to do anything in our storage account. So we use storage admin. So with us giving granting the access of storage admin, it has the ability to do anything in our storage bucket. So you can see name admin.sl. What's the role? Storage admin. What type of role is storage admin? Is it primitive, predefined, or custom? Predefined. Sorry, the stickers. Please raise up your hand if it says predefined. I want to share the stickers out, so if volunteers now, I will check it. So that's the first one. The second one, we're going to take the service account of the second one. That's the uploader. The uploader account is the account we created the custom role for. So we're going to assign a custom role to that service account. So grant, then we paste the word. You paste the uploader service account email here. Then you go to select a role. So you go to custom. Under custom, you can see the role we created. Custom uploader. So when you create it, then you what? Then you assign it. Then the last one, we are going to grant access to the viewer. So for this, we just want. Let me copy the viewers. So for this row, for this service account, we are going to give it a role just to view anything, just to view anything in the in the story bucket. So we're going to give it a predefined because there's a role for that storage viewer. You can see in what. Let me save. So we've given roles, we've assigned roles to these service accounts now. So let's test, I guess. So before we test, we're going to create keys. So the reason we are creating keys for these service accounts is we should be able to identify them according to that key when we start using Google Cloud Shell. So the rest of this process, I'll be using the Google Cloud Shell. Why? Because it's not easy for me to do it with just clicking. I can be able to do all of this using the Google Cloud Shell, but it's quite ethic and using of commands you can get lost. So for this, I'll have to create keys for each service account just to identify them when I start using Google Cloud Shell. So how do you create Google Cloud Shell? You can go to service account, then what? Then just click on each of them, then create a key for them. You can see key, then add a key, create a new key. Then I download the key. So I'm going to download a key for everything. Also, I'm supposed to even. Mhm. So for each key, you can also rename it so you can know the keys for each of those service accounts. Let me say admin. So for this on your local system, right? So I'm done with that one. Then I'm going to create each key for the uploader and the viewer account, service account. So this is for the viewer service account. When you create when you create each key for them, so what's next step? You upload these JSON keys we generated earlier. We're going to upload them on Google Cloud Share. So this is Google Cloud Share now. Where is it? So Google Cloud Share is just like a terminal version of your Google console. So anything you can do here, you can do it on the Google Cloud Share. It's just like using Windows and Linux. So using terminal on Linux, what you can do on Linux, you can also do it on Windows. So what I'll be doing this morning, I might just decide to use commands to do everything without using the click, drag and drop or click I'll be doing this morning. So when you are here, you can run basically normal Linux stuff. So you upload those keys. So upload. So moving for admin, so admin.json. I'm coming. How do I pick it? So this is first key viewer.json. Then the second key admin.json. So the reason for these keys we are going to use to authenticate those service accounts so you can recognize those service accounts when we start using them. Then last, where is it? Upload. So it seems resolved. But so after uploading this key, then you add the service account to your terminal, then you activate them with those keys you downloaded. Because now if you can check now, you've uploaded those keys to your those keys to your terminal. So when I come here, when I click on ls, you can see some of those keys there, but most of them are not yet there yet because of the network. So after I'm coming, okay, this is the let me just create this slide to create. Okay. So after adding those keys, like you can see, I've added those keys. Then you run gcloud auth activate service accounts. The service accounts we created earlier, and the keys we just uploaded. So you do them one after the other. So when you do this, you are activating those service accounts in your terminal. So when you activate them, you can check the activated account. When you check the activated account, you can also then you set this account. You can move from one service account to another service account to make them active. Active in such that you can move from, imagine you have three accounts, three Twitter accounts. You have to move from one account to another account to make it active. So when you're in the admin account which is active, you can upload and you can delete a file in a story bucket. Then you want to move to another service account, you have to make that account active. Imagine you want to move into the viewer's account, you have to make that account active. You can see. Then use this gcloud config set account, then the account of that service account. Then when you do that, you can then test your access. So as you can see here, this command there, or this line of commands, you can see echo this is a file. I created a file, then I added it in the what upload.txt. This means this file is in your terminal, but it's not on any service account, right? So after, say, I created is upload text file in the lab environment, then I use this command, as you can see here, to what? To copy this file, then upload it into my bucket, my storage bucket in the folder uploads. So I copy the file into the storage bucket. So with that, with the permission we granted uploader as service account is that you should have the ability to what? To upload any object in the any objects towards to our storage bucket. With this type of permission, you cannot do that in what? In viewers. It's going to give you an error that you don't have that type of permission. So with this, you can see with permission you can reduce the level of access everybody has in an organization. So a developer can has a level of access which someone like the boss can have. So imagine the developer cannot deploy a code. The boss can have the role of permission to deploy that code. So basically, this is what this is all about. And when you try to do something that is not part of your role, it returns an error that you cannot do this. You want to delete a file. The only person that might be able to delete a file or an object in your story bucket should be like a director or someone top. Someone like a developer cannot delete any file in that storage bucket. So the person does not have that type of role. So for someone to have that type of role, you must add that permission. Like this person must have this permission to delete any object in that storage bucket. So yes, and with that you should test the you should test all what you've done since morning. So my time is up, and I think that is everything about my session. So secure access is not about restriction, it's about control and accountability. Thank you. So you can connect with me on